What is up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of What You Gonna Watch. So today we are reviewing Jurassic Park Camp Cretaceous. So let's start with the rating like we normally do. So of course, I'd give this show a rating 10 out of 10, 1000%. So this show has 3 seasons, which is what put it over the top. Because as you know, if it's one of those shows that has one season, and it needs a second show, then that bumps it down a rating. And I would give this show a 10 out of 10 because unlike most of the other shows that I watch, I actually stayed on this show. Like I didn't watch another show in between. Or maybe I did because I'm watching a show with my brother, so I would watch that show for a while, and then me and my brother watched the show for a little while, and then I went back to watching this show, you know. Yeah, but for the most part, I stayed on that show. I didn't start any new shows during that, so yeah, I would give this a definite 10 out of 10 for that because that's great. That is another 10 shows that could have been added to the continue watching for Tunisia, but are not. So that is a really good thing. So yeah. Anyways, let's talk more about it. So it starts off as Darius. So this isn't really skipping that much. It's you still learn this in the first episode, so but there are 6 members that end up going to Camp Cretaceous. And that is Darius, which is the main character pretty much. There is Yaz, Sammy, Ben, and Kenji. So those are the 6 members that I'm going, and so I guess they sort of all have their own personalities. Ben is I don't know if he'll be shy, but he's more of he's scared all the time. He puts on hand sanitizer all the time. He's got one of those pouches, that go around your waist and you could carry things and that stuff. He carries that with him. I don't really know how to explain what kind of kid he is, but if you get it, that's great. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah. Sammy, she's the friendly person, she likes making friends. She tries to make friends with a lot of people. So yeah. There's Yaz, who Sammy tries to become friends with, and at the beginning, you know, she's like, we're gonna become best friends. I know it. We're just gonna become best friends. And Yaz is like, nope. I like to keep to myself. And she likes to keep to herself and all that stuff. But a big spoiler alert here. They become best friends. So yeah. Anyways, Kenji is the rich kid. He's got VIP privileges there, so he knows some things that they don't know, so yeah. Darius is a dino nerd, knows pretty much everything you need to know about dinosaurs. You learn later on that, some of the things he knows, aren't to perfection, but for the most part, he knows more than most people there. So yeah. Oh, and I didn't name all 6. I counted 6 on my finger, but I didn't because there's also Brooklyn too. Anyways, so she's famous, right? I can't remember what platform they said she was on, but she's famous, which is why she was the only one they're allowed to have her phone. So yeah. Anyways, I believe I said all. Just in case I missed any, I'm just going to recap all of them real quick. So, starting with Brooklyn, there's Brooklyn, Darius, Yaz, Kenji, Ben, and Sammy. I believe I named them all because I counted 6 on my finger. The last time I actually counted 5 and thought it was 6, but I counted 6 this time. So yeah. Anyways, and then there are also 2 more, Roxy and Dave, who are the camp counselors. So yeah, during this whole show, okay, actually I should probably explain a little bit more before I say that. So they're there, and on the way on the camp, they're in a truck, and Dave and Roxy are up in the front, And they always say, when they're leaving all this stuff, if you if you ever need us, you can reach us on channel 6. I believe channel 6, yeah. Anyways, that's what they said to them when they're up back, they're in the front. And there's a compy. I guarantee you it's short for something, but at the moment I don't know. But yeah, anyways, they're like little dinosaur things. They like shiny things. I believe they eat meat. But I'm not 1000% sure, so yeah, anyways, there's a compy. Because all of the dinosaurs and all that stuff are supposed to be in their cages, and so whenever Dave and Roxy got out to, see what it was, they brought like some Top Gun, top, they brought some high quality guns with them. It was just a little compy, and it jumped on Darius, and it was funny because um, of course everyone was a little scared, even he was scared too until he realized what it was, of course. And, they're all funny, like they looked at Kenji, or I believe Kenji said something, I don't know, and then I believe Darius looked at it and said, "You should have seen the look on your face," or something like that. So yeah. But anyways, they all of them ended up making it to camp all in one piece. So yeah, that was good. Um and Darius, he wants to get another look at the combi, but it's already in the back of the truck and driven away. So late at night, he's the let me tell you, the smartest person there. He decides to sneak out. Yeah, what a great idea. Anyways, um, so he goes to sneak out, and as he's going, Kenji's already down there. I believe he's getting something to eat. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. Anyways, he goes down there, and it's like sneaking out, and Kenji catches them, and he's like, "What's up, bro? Like, what you doing?" You know. And he says, "Oh, he's looking for something to drink." He's like, "Oh, it's over here." And then Darius is like, "Oh, I mean food." And then Kenji's like, "Ah, it's right here." So yeah, and I believe Brooklyn does end up coming down, you know. And then he ends up saying like, "Yeah, I was gonna sting out, bro. Why you gotta ruin that?" He doesn't actually say that. Spoiler alert. It's not really a spoiler alert. I just say spoiler alert every time I say something in the future. Anyways, Kenji ends up I'm doing air quotation marks. Kenji ends up banning him from the bro talk. So, saying things like bruh, like that. Anyways, yeah, but anyways, they all sneak out, right? And Kenji decides to I can't remember 1% what led it to that, but Kenji ends up grabbing Brooklyn's phone so he could take a picture of the dinosaur, because what he was going to sneak out to go to the compy cage. He didn't. I'm gonna guess he thought he knew where it was, but he didn't. And he went to the cage, right? Thought it was the compies. Um, and Kenji, was like, "Oh, yep, sure, I could take a picture of them for you." And he went to grab her phone, and she's like, "Nope, nope, don't touch my phone. Get off my phone." And I believe he or she, I can't remember. Anyways, one of them let it go, and it made it fall down to like the bottom of the cage, because they're like at like the top. Anyways, it fell to the bottom, and then Brooklyn was like, "Oh, look what you did, blah 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 blah," and Kenji was like, "Oh, relax, I'll get it for you." So Kenji climbed down, and he went to get it, right? And that's whenever Darius realized, hey, this might not be the compy cage after all. And so he's telling Kenji like, "Oh, you got to get back up here," something like that. Anyways, and what comes to the cage is not a compy. He's on the outside of the cage. He would honestly be 100% safe. I'm like, you shouldn't have done that. But anyways, so he's on the outside of the cage where the dinosaur can't get to him, right? And I believe Darius is on his way down to try and help him or something like that. I don't know. Actually, not yet technically, because he puts the phone in the cage, takes a picture with flash, which freaks out the dinosaur, and which freaks everything out and all that stuff. Anyways, Darius ends up down there, because I believe he tries to like help him and all that stuff. So yeah, and while Brooklyn stays up there, she just presses a whole bunch of buttons trying to help, which is a good thing because she set off the alarms, and that's when Dave and Roxy were able to go and save them. So yeah, that was a plus right there. None of them died. Everyone came out safe. So yeah. Anyways, and so of course they're getting in trouble, except for Brooklyn because all she was guilty of was sneaking out at night because she didn't actually do anything. Plus, she also saved the both of them. So I mean, yeah. Anyways, so they're getting in trouble, and Kenji made Darius take the fall for it by making up by telling a sob story about how his father disowned him, or not disowned him, but like his father doesn't care about him, like he doesn't want to make um he doesn't want to be a disappointment to his father because he can't go home yet, and which causes Darius to be like, yep, I did it, it's all my idea, 100%, he actually saved me. Everyone was surprised by that. So yeah. Anyways, so whenever everyone took a trip to the lab, which is what they're doing the next day, um, Darius and Kenji had to clean up poop, and it was like a big pile of poop. So yeah. Anyways, but did they clean up the poop? They did not clean up the poop. No, 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 no. So I don't know why Kenji even did this, but Kenji was like, dude, let me repay it for you for taking the fall for me, right? And he's like, I will show you a dinosaur that isn't on display. I believe it's because it was too ugly, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not even 100% sure about it. So many things. I say that so many times. But anyways, um, he's like, let me show you a dinosaur that's not on display. And that's also whenever Darius figures out that it was a lie what he said about his father, about Kenji's father and all that stuff. So yeah. Anyways, they go through some secret tunnel. Darius is a little hesitant, but he's mostly on board though, but he's a little bit hesitant. Um and they go, and it really looks like, so I believe they go through some secret rock thing, or they go through like a tunnel which is disguised as like a rock thing, I guess, and they come out of a rock. They come out of a tunnel in the entrance or exit. I don't know what it would be because he goes in and then out. Anyways, it's disguised as a rock as well. But so they're searching for the cage, so Kenji can show Darius, right? And they aren't finding anything. Okay. And Darius is like, are you sure you know where you're going? Are you sure? Are you leading me to a trap? Like, what are you doing, bro? Um, and Kenji's like, yeah, bro, I know where I'm going. I'm a VIP. Like, I know this place better than the back of my hand. Like things like that. Um, and they end up getting into a little fight. They get mad. They both go their separate ways. And as Kenji steps on a log, to step over it, he picks up a rock on his way, and then as he steps down, he throws it, and boom, it hits something metal. And they both know that it is the gate for the dinosaur. So they go up to the gate and they look through it. So now, if you were actually there, so there's a cage. There's like a vertical thing it's straight up, and then there's a little like slant at the top, so it's like goes straight up and then slants at like, I don't know how many degrees, but it like slants a little bit, right? And if you're looking at it from the correct side, the slant should be facing away from you, right? And then like the alarm things should be on that side. So you should be on the same side as where like the alarms would be if it were to get out or something like that. And it looks weird because the slant things, I believe, were facing the same way as him. I don't know, I can't really remember that. But he looks up and he realizes those alarm things are not on the same side as us. And he looks again, he's like, are you sure we're on the right side, man? Like, yeah, they were not on the right side. They were on the same side as the dinosaur. And I believe that was the first attack out of many, many. So that only happened in the first episode. So I'm gonna skip way ahead here. Actually, not way ahead now, but I will eventually. But so as the group that went to the lab, as you know, Kenji and Darius stayed back to get the poop. The other group went to the lab to check out some things, right? And Ben was looking at some eggs, right? I can't remember what they're called, but anyway, she goes to look at the egg, and the egg is hatching, right? And the scientist says, you know, like, oh, that should not be hatching right now. This is imperfection. You know, we can't have that. So, yeah, and it hatches, and its face is, you know, asymmetrical. One horn is longer than the other. Um, and you know, of course, Ben thinks it's super cute, and you know, he wants to keep it and all that stuff. But you know, anyways, they end up having to leave. So, yeah. Anyways, they end up naming it Bumpy because it ends up coming back in the future. So we're gonna skip way ahead here now. So, actually, not yet. The dinosaurs end up escaping. I can't remember what brings it on, but the dinosaurs end up escaping, getting through the cage. So they lock down Jurassic Park, which means they get everyone out of there as fast as they can because you know there are dragons on the loose. And a few people die. I believe you see a few people die, not like visibly see it because it is a kid's cartoon. You know, like it happens like it's like you see the dinosaur come down and chomp them, but that's like all you see. You know, you don't actually see the body. So yeah. Anyways, um, you know, they're escorting everyone off the island, and Roxy and Dave are like, we have to come back for those kids. Also, the attack happens whenever they're gone. So Dave and Roxy, they left a note saying that they'd be like maybe like an hour or something, and they went off to go see like the head of of Jurassic Park or something like that. So yeah, that's also when the attack happens, which is not very good at all. So yeah. Anyway, so they're gone, and the camp was destroyed, and you know they're looking for them. You know, like there are 6 kids on this island. Like we have to look for them. You know, whenever they and you know, so the kids are all together, right? They end up getting attacked a few more times. But basically, you know, it ends up being that Dave and Roxy are forced to leave the island and they never come back. So you never hear from Dave and Roxy ever again, not even to the end. So, yeah, the last time that, because they were threatening the boat, you know, like, we have to go look for the kids. We're going to go look for the kids, you know. And the person that was there, you know, making sure everyone gets off, you know, make sure everyone gets on the boat so they can leave. And it was like, you're not leaving. You're getting on the boat, whether you like it or not. And he held up his like taser gun thing, and you know they're like, "What if we politely decline it?" And you know, so it's like, "Oh, you're gonna get forced to go on there whether you like it or not." So yeah, that is the last time that you ever see Dave and Roxy. And I'm pretty sure I don't know if I did say this in the beginning. Is like, so you end up learning near the end when they're about to leave the island in a yacht that they found is their parents, their family does not care about them at all. So when they're in the helicopter, um, I, I'll give you a little bit of story after this, but I believe it's Ben, Darius, and Brooklyn that are in the helicopter. Oh no, it's Kenji, Brooklyn. I can't remember who it is, but it's Ben, Brooklyn, and one other person are in the on the helicopter, and so there are these like the flying dragons, you know, and the kids are like, turn off the lights because you know they're attracted to flying, shining, or things, something like that. You know, she's like, oh nope, not gonna believe you guys. She gets attacked. She ends up turning off the light, but she's like, boom, wow, I should have trusted you guys more. How long have you been here? And Sammy was on there too, I believe, because I believe it was Sammy or Ben. No, I think it was Brooklyn. I don't know. Anyways, one of them said, "That depends. How long has the park been closed?" And the pilot. Can you guess how long the pilot says? I'll let you guess. 6 months. Okay, those children have been gone 6 months, and their family has not done anything to get them back. So I would just like in complete shock about that. I mean, who knows? Their parents could have totally been doing something because you don't really see it. You don't. There's only one family you see, um, which is Ben, which is Darius's family, which you only see his brother and his dad, which his dad died. So you don't even see his dad anymore. You just see his brother, talking for like maybe one or two scenes, and then that's it. You don't see nobody's family after that. Like they're like no one cares about those kids because I feel like if you had a child or like your sibling or just someone someone that's important to you has gone missing for 6 months, I feel like you would do something about it. You would bring it up to someone, be like, you know, um, hey, they're gone. Like where have they gone? Like file a missing person report. Just something like that. But I don't think that crossed our family's mind at all. Because not one single day that that they were there of those 6 months has anyone came to rescue them. The only time there's two times they gotten visitors. They set off this beacon. It was like an emergency beacon they set off so like if something ever goes wrong, someone can rescue you. So it takes them a little bit to set it off, because first they have to find it and they realize that everything's disguised. And then whenever they do find it, they have to go through yet another dinosaur attack, which at this time is probably like the 50th thousandth time they have been attacked by a dinosaur. But either way, once they do that, they set off the beacon and they leave. Okay. I believe as I said, it's been like a week. They didn't think anyone was coming, but you saw it said signal reached or something like that. Like the signal was accepted, someone saw it, they're getting rescued, right? But you know what? And these two people come down, they were um I believe they were married. But either way, they came down, acted all friendly, they gave the six somewhere to live, food, showers, everything, right? But you know what? It turns out they were evil. They came there to kill the dinosaurs. Okay, so that was off the table. They end up getting rid of them. I believe both of them end up dying. They don't leave the island after they come. Okay, but they both die by dinosaurs. Okay, not good. And then at the end, whenever you think that they're getting rescued, not the last episode, but like towards the end of the show, you think like because there are people in hell because they're in a yacht leaving for Costa Rica, something like that. And then there's helicopters that say turn off your boat, or not turn off your boat, turn around, go back to shore, you know? And they're like, oh, finally, we're getting rescued. Well, I mean, they don't really believe it at first, but they decide to do it anyways, just go with it. So they turn back, right? Nope, they are not being saved. Those people were not there for them. They didn't know they were on the island. Okay, I mean, if it just is a complete shock. Okay, so yeah, those people weren't actually there to rescue them. 3 of them, I believe, end up getting off with a helicopter. But you know what? That helicopter crashes. They don't make it off the island. I mean, they don't make it off. They don't make it off the island until the very last episode. At the end of that episode, because they're getting supplies, making sure they have enough time, and they end up getting on the yacht, sailing away for Costa Rica, I believe, and then it ends like that as they're sailing away on the boat. So it is a complete shocker because, like, it's just they don't. Yeah, the moral of the story is that it's crazy. No family cared for their child and they were stuck on the island, but fortunately made it out 6 months later after everyone stopped giving up and everyone stopped caring for them, and they had to survive all on their own. And they were attacked by dinosaurs like 50,000 million billion times. So, yeah. Anyways, of course, the last thing we have is the description, which here it is. Teens attending an adventure camp on the opposite side of Isla Nublar, I don't know how to pronounce that, must band together to survive when dinosaurs wreak havoc on the island. So it's a pretty short description, but yeah. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys go to tenasiameat.com to check out more, I am still working on that website, so don't be surprised if you get there and there's not much. I'm still working on it. Anyways, I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Sorry for the long wait and for the 25 to 30-minute episode. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these longer episodes. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you next time, and bye.